In this short animated video, we'll see how can we test for normality for any given data, and we'll use both graphical and statistical methods to test for normality. So please don't go anywhere else, just sit back, relax and enjoy this video. Some of you have already seen this type of curve definitely before. We call it a normal distribution curve. It is because it is symmetric, bell-shaped distribution. And why bell-shaped? Because it looks like a bell. Now imagine that you are measuring a height of 100 people in the class. Most people will be somewhere in between middle, say around 5.5 to 6. Fewer will be less than 5, around 5 feet or 4.5 feet, or fewer will be even more than 6, 6 into 6.5. So if you plot all these height on a graph, you will get a shape like bell shape. That is why it is called normal distribution. It is also known as the Gaussian distribution because it is named after the famous person that is named as Carl Friedrich Gauss, who was instrumental in the development of this curve. So why do we need to test for normality? So many statistical methods like t-test, ANOVA, or regression analysis assumes that your data is normal. If your data isn't normal, using any of these methods can lead to incorrect conclusion. So before we run those tests, we need to check if our data follows a normal pattern. Normality refers to how closely your data follows a normal distribution, which is also known as the bell curve. In normal distribution, what you will see that your most values will be clustered around the mean, your distribution would be symmetric, and mean will be equal to median will be equal to mode. These are some parameters around which we can judge if your data is normal distribution or not. There are then two approaches to check if it is for normality. One is graphical methods and statistical methods. We'll see both these one by one. Let's start with the graphical methods, or we also call it the visual methods. First is the histogram. So histogram probably will show the frequency of data points. This is like a bar chart. And if the histogram is roughly like a bell shape and more symmetric around the mean, that is the initial positive sign that data could be normal. Next one that we have is the box plot. Box plot reveals symmetry and the outliers. A symmetric box with few outliers give us a hint that data could be normal. This shows how spread your data is. If it is balanced and does not have weird outliers, that is again a very positive sign that data could be normal. Next is the QQ plot or the quantile plot. This is actually more powerful than the histogram. So if your data points fall approximately along this 45-degree line between x and y, that suggests the normality, that your data is likely to be normal. But if the curve has some outliers, your data may not be normal. Now let us see some statistical methods. First is the Shapiro-Wilk test. This is best and most reliable when your sample size is relatively small, typically less than 50 observations. It basically helps in interpretation of the p-value. Like if p-value is less than 0.05, that means you will reject your null hypothesis and your data is not normally distributed. Next is the Kolmogorov-Smirnov test, also known as the KS test. This works best for large data set, and this is ideal when you have a large sample size compared to Shapiro-Wilk test, which is better for small tests only. But this is too sensitive to small differences. Like even a small minor deviation from normality can lead to rejecting the null hypothesis, especially with the large samples. Last but not the least is the Anderson-Darling test. This test closely look at the tail or edges of your data, checking if they follow a normal pattern or not. And then again, if the p-value is less than 0.05, we reject the null hypothesis. Your data is not normally distributed. So, what to do if your data isn't normal right now? Just relax, I would say, because isn't the end of the world. We will look at what you can do if your data isn't normal and how to still run some meaningful statistical test. So, when your data isn't normal, we have two options. First is to transform your data. That is basically reshaping your data to look more like normal. And what are the methods? So, first method is the log transformation. So this works great when your data has long right tail, like income or reaction time. Taking the log compresses the large values and bring them closer to the rest. Next, we have the square root transformation. This is useful when you have count data, for example, the number of defects. It reduces the impact of large numbers. And last but not the least is the box-Cox transformation. This is more flexible mathematical approach. It tests the different power transformations and find out the one that makes your data more normal. So after all these transformations, by applying any of this method, you will recheck your data with normality test or the QQ plot. If it is normal, then you have achieved your success. You can use any of the parametric test confidently now. But what if your data is still not normal? Then you have option 2. That means you need to now use some non-parametric methods to convert it. So these tests does not assume normality at all. They work with rank instead of actual values, making them perfect for skewed or the ordinal data. And what are the options that we have under non-parametric test? We have like Mann-Whitney U test, which is like a non-parametric alternative to independent t-test. Next, we have the Kruskal-Walsh test, which replaces one-way ANOVA and your data isn't normal. So in the end, I would say just remember, if your data isn't normal, it is not the end of the world. You can either transform your data using any of the transformations or use the non-parametric test that doesn't require normality at all. So if you're watching this video on YouTube, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and do press that bell icon for all the notification from digital learning. And if you're watching this video on Instagram or Facebook, do follow us on all these platforms. You can also look at our website for interesting articles and videos. Link for all these is given below in the description. Now is the quiz time on this topic. Read the question and leave your answers in the comment section below. First question. Which of the following is the main purpose of normality test? Option A, to check if the data has equal variance. Option B, to check if data follows a normal distribution. Option C, to compare mean between the two groups. Option D, to find outliers in the dataset. Question number 2. Which of the following test is not a normality test? First, Shapiro-Wilk test, Kolmogorov-Smirnov test, Anderson-Darling test, and Mann-Whitney U test. Question number 3. Which visual method can be used to check data normality? Box plot, histogram, QQ plot, or scatter plot? You can leave your answers in the comment section below.